I'm going to say one thing after reading this entire lawsuit. I'm going to say one thing right now. This is my disclaimer. I've read a lot of these lawsuits, including my own. The level of receipts of these assumptions, these allegations, is alarming. It's damning if you're one of the defendants, which is Fox, FS1, Joy Taylor, Charlie Dixon, and could be more, as they stated. From text messages to eyewitnesses to anonymous witnesses who still haven't revealed their names. And the fact is, this is a class action filing. This could get uglier real fast.
Former FS1 employee and ex-NFL player Marcellus Wiley has some thoughts on the new FS1 lawsuit.
The Acho to Joy Taylor, I've heard before. And like me, you know, I protect the guilty. I'm never going to be the first to the party. I'm never going to be the first to the party. But to speak the truth and not to put somebody in no bad light, I will have to do that. I am compelled to do that. And you can call me what you want. You can call me anything but a liar. That's fine. So, you can prove this. And unlocking the piece of Charlie, let me just stay on that for a second, if true. Woo-wee! I'm looking at my history and I'm looking at the history of a lot of other talents on that network a lot differently.
One should not forget what he said previously of Emmanuel Acho, which we'll play momentarily. First, more from Wiley.
Before this lawsuit, I couldn't make sense of nonsense. But that part right there, the allegation of Joy Taylor versus sleeping with Charlie Dixon and Emmanuel Acho versus an example like mine, unlocks a lot.
Wiley rightfully is feeling some type of way about how his tenure ended at the network after connecting the alleged dots.
There's something to what's done in dark will come to light. True or false in these allegations, things are looking different in complexion in terms of what happened at FS1 then and what was happening up to this lawsuit. And if you start to piece those moves together, like, oh, wait a minute. Out of nowhere, here comes Joy Taylor, who used to be a bartender and little to no experience, they say, in the lawsuit, turns into doing a lot more. And Emmanuel Acho, who comes from a 3-4 year playing career that he even says was a little below standard, a little subpar, but he becomes uncomfortable conversation guy, Oprah Winfrey guy, plugged media star. This is co-host a show with me, co-host a show with Joy, co-host a show now with another ensemble, does a Saturday show, does other shows, HBO Max, I've seen, etc. Let's get to Charlie Dixon. Allegedly slept with Joy Taylor in exchange for promotions within Fox. Like, look, I could grease these roads if you holler at your boy. Pretty damning if true, because you can now pinpoint how you elevated a former bartender, little to no experience, as it says in the lawsuit, to a star role. Why I know this will get uglier, because reading through that lawsuit, I can't prove everything. Like I said, some things I didn't even know. Like, I didn't know that Charlie Dixon and Joy Taylor allegedly were having sex together. But some of those things absolutely, positively were true, were factual, were actually said, even by the perpetrator. She accused somebody in that lawsuit, and then I know the people in the lawsuit, and I'm like, yeah, they told me that.
Wiley gave us some crumbs here, but not the full cookie, however. And hey, just a quick break in the action. You should go subscribe to my new show, The Rick Strom Show. I'm going to be interviewing people from sports, music, journalists, authors, sports doctors. It's going to be fantastic. Please go subscribe. Thank you.
People have reached out. Let me just be real about that. People are coming at me from a lot of different directions, including legally saying, Marcellus, take another look at what you went through. And I'm trying to take that look right now. because I know of the influences that were around me. I know what they offered me. And when I say offer, I'm being loose with this, because as you look back on it, you start to realize the first thing they said to me is, we're not doing that show again, and we're not doing it with you. So now we want to do something with you. What can that be? But that right there in itself became a tornado of nothing.
This is the next domino to fall. More from Marcellus.
Lawyers are reaching out to me because when they saw me get surprised by the allegations, especially the one about Charlie Dixon, they said, that is actionable. And now I'm trying to make sure that everything that I went through and everything that I read in that article is actually true.
All right, let's discuss. Front Office Sports would note that Wiley was with the network, FS1, for 4 years, hosting Speak for Yourself, first with the man you just saw, Jason Whitlock, and then a two-man game after Whitlock left with Emmanuel Acho. In the fall of 2022, Wiley was let go, and former NFL player LaShawn Shady McCoy, former NFL player Emmanuel Acho, who had a cup of coffee in the league, and media personality Joy Taylor would join forces, revamp Speak for Yourself. It would be renamed Speak from FOS. It was a huge career victory for Taylor, enabling her to serve as one of the few female sports opinionists on television, rather than a supporting role as we are very accustomed to seeing, as they are a moderator or a sideline reporter. It was a big breakthrough, a big breakthrough. The writer, Michael McCarthy, rightfully prints, plenty of people consider lawsuits but never file. Wiley might just be thinking out loud with his former co-host, or he could genuinely feel like he was not given a fair shot by FS1 management, which is true. If he feels that way, he could potentially bring litigation. We just don't know what he is going to do at this point. He has been talking about the lawsuit. He's been talking about how Emmanuel Acho deleted a video where he went out of his way to praise Joy Taylor from his car, saying, I've never seen someone earn it like this in my life. And now when you see the allegations, it raises a lot of questions, especially the alleged love triangle between Charlie Dixon, Emmanuel Acho, and Joy Taylor. It's just odd. Some of those comments, by the way, from Wiley in the past, quote, Acho ain't boring. The dude's a talent and he works hard, but he is calculated. He would then go on to say that him and Acho were just pulling in different directions and that Emmanuel Acho wanted to be a star, while Marcellus Wiley wanted to do the work. And he had heard a few things here and there, as he said, through the grapevine. He heard it from bosses. He heard it from contemporaries. He started to realize there were times on the show, this is a quote, where when you're not pulling in the same direction, you leave your other partner out to dry. Like you ain't there for him because there's a rooting interest that is selfish. Those are eye-opening quotes. Now that we look back on this and with the lawsuit that just took place. Again, it's still developing, and we have not heard any response from Emmanuel Acho. We haven't heard any response from Joy Taylor. We haven't heard any response from Charlie Dixon and many others, Skip Bayless as well, who have been named in this suit. So when we do have that, we will bring it to you. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.